mean, I like both of these drafts. Neither of them really have all too many glaring issues. Old G, they've got a lot of scalability with the Phantom Lancer. They've got good lanes. They've got good team fight. I think the only issue they have is they are kind of reliant on like charge as their stun, and that's their initiation, right? You kind of want to charge in, get some vision, and then maybe the lasso is the way to go. Whereas Monaspa, I guess they've only really got like RP and like a Wind Ranger and maybe like a lucky arrow. So,
well, I don't think the arrow needs to necessarily be lucky, right? Like you can line it up with the Fortune's End, line it up with the Shackle Shot. Potentially, if Pio's leading the way, maybe they're fighting and you get an arrow on the slow that he's causing.
Yeah, that's true. The
Still
thing for me is like they just don't have like a magic missile or
for sure.
Neither of these teams is kind of the issue that I see with the drafts, but I still like them. I think they both scream exactly how they want to play. They're both relatively similar in the way that they're going to be playing as well. It's just to me it's going to come down to execution, and from what I've seen so far, Monaspa have been slightly crisper in their team fight execution, but the lanes are still something that Old G abuse time and time again, and they've got heroes to do that.
I'm a little bit worried though, like you've got this core Bat Rider in a position where it's like, okay, cool, you're a core, but your ulti isn't exactly gonna find itself to be super effective. Makes me worried, but let's see what happens here as they've got themselves a kill on a Toxin. Wish is gonna get that first one. They're trying to get smart. He's one right click away from dying. He falls there, but Aramis is dead to Pio. He track on the run, and he's only got Fire Spirit, so he doesn't have like an Icarus time to get away. And you can see Pio trying to get around these Fire Spirits, but they've got the stun. They'll get the kill. And again, game 1 and game 3, we're gonna have a lot of kills before the horn, 3 of which go to Monaspa.
Yeah, that was a sick intro. The fact that Skylark was able to get a 2-man skewer was nuts. They just kind of walked in and he skewered them back into everybody that was standing in the river, and it was Topson, unfortunately, that was one of the members that got caught, and he didn't have the heavenly jump. Begins. So he gets caught out and died, and big start here for Monaspa. Be able to get those opening 3 kills and get a lot of stink charges as well.
Get those bounty runes, and you've got Wish starting out here with a bracer and a full wand, like a mid against this Zeus. That's going to be great. And see the damage that Seb's already taken early.
Yeah, they've just done a great job at pre-creep flash to set themselves up in a good position to be able to win these lanes even harder. I don't think bot's going to be too overpowered, but as you said, the fact that Wish is able to open up here with a full wand and a bracer before the creeps even clash just means that he's going to be a lot happier in this lane, much more than what he would have been, right? Like, because Zeus is very, very good at dealing with the Wind Ranger. You got a lot of burst damage to deal with her, but now that he's going to be tanky, it might be Topson who's going to have to be careful.
Yeah, it should be a strong lane here for Wish. We'll see how it goes, if you can get a little bit of revenge based on what happened in the last lane. So going to start throwing out this Arc Lightning, and it's the Wind Ranger looking to get himself into that bottle. No one. 15 health and pops a salve, but Desire also getting low, and that blood grenade's not going to be enough. He doesn't have a salve himself. He does have tangos, but maybe he'll throw one more arrow before he ends up potentially sacking himself to a tier 2 tower or something like that.
Yeah, you can just see that both these teams understand like how important these early couple of minutes are going to be to try and get on top. They've both been pushing each other in a lot of these lanes. I haven't really seen a crazy winner throughout the entire series. Has been like, oh, okay, like Monaspa's safe lane has been owning, or Monaspa's also lane, or Old G has really been owning one of those side lanes. It's been
Icarus dive.
Relatively consistent.
This could be a problem. Has an arrow, but now he's got to throw it. He'll die anyway.
Yeah, and this is the reason why I was super excited about seeing Kid Track on this Phoenix. He's a very strong player when it comes to this Phoenix as a 5. He has a lot of kill threat on a lot of position 4 players if he ever catches them out. And this hero as a team fighter is disgusting. I mean, you see good Phoenix players, it really abuses how strong this hero can be.
Pio,
but
he's gonna drop in this lane if he's not too careful, and he's getting run down here. And there's the bash for Aramis, and they'll get the kill onto this Ursa.
All right, Base Scout starting off well, being able to get a kill, get involved, get some extra experience. This is, I think a lot of the early game will really hinge on Aramis's game. He can really enable them to just kind of walk around and get a lot of these pickoffs, provide a lot of vision for them, and set up a lot of their kills. So he's off to a good start, then OG feel happy.
So now even at 3 after it started 3-1, we'll see how the lanes start to really pan out here. I thought maybe Wish would take advantage a little bit more, but he's only up slightly in terms of the CS. Nobody coming over mid. You don't see the Mirana throwing an arrow or anything like that. Just farming with it and going to these camps around the jungle.
Yeah, I think Zeus is going to be okay with this lane, no matter what, right? Like, you're always going to have the Arc Lightning spam. If you ever get yourself into a spot of bother, you can just heavily jump away. Wish is going to, like, chip down at you, but as long as you don't get, like, hard shackled to one of your creeps and there's an arrow to go up, I think you should be okay.
Jumping in again into the Firefly. Back and forth, Theo goes. Flame break, charge, and Spartan dashed, but still alive. Fortune's in, Purifying Flames, some damage on the Seb. Can Theo get the kill? Jumps in, Purifying Flames to help him get that last hit, and Spartan under the tower. Now Aramis. Purifying Flames at level 2. That means you just died.
That was sick. You can tell that C Spartan is one of those Oracle players, right? He knew exactly when he could turn around and get the kill there with Purifying Flames, and that was close. That could have potentially been a double kill for Old G. There could have been an extra kill going one way on Old G, but the 2 for 0. Pio gets one of them, C Spartan gets the other, and now the Ursa's level 4. He's got phase boots running out. Seb's level 3. He's about to get his own level 4, but you know, Aramis going down. This is what can happen sometimes when you're playing a position 4 Spirit Breaker, is you can just go on a bit of a feed train because, like, you're tanky, you're scary, you want to get kills, but sometimes it doesn't work out.
Right. Spirit Breaker already half health once again, trying to charge in a Spartan, gets the bash on a Pio. Blood Grenade, and Aramis is dead again. Firefly on a Pio, but he's surviving. Another Blood Grenade thrown over on a Seb. The Purifying Flames, they've got to heal to keep Pio alive.
Yeah, Aramis, he stopped the charge. He didn't complete it all the way onto C Spartan. I think he may have clicked on the ground, or maybe he even clicked on the Pio and just didn't complete the charge. That was a little unfortunate for him. Nonetheless, able to get the recharge at base. I wouldn't hate to see him just make a rotation somewhere, even if it's just towards bottom, right? Like, you charge out on Skylark, whether or not you kill him, you just kind of enable no one to be able to get stuff done, and you can kind of link up with Hittrack because...
Ooh, arrow.
Okay.
They've got it. Thompson, he should die here. Wish has got himself a killing spree. That was a good arrow for the Desire. They've got the charge on a Spartan in the top lane. He's by the tier 2 tower, but it's not looking like he's going to survive anyway. Body blocks from Aramis are good, and Seb gets the kill.
All right. So they pulled that one back after, you know, losing a couple of times, and now you can see Hittrack's made his way towards top. He doesn't
have the help of an Oracle, so I think he's just in death mode here. Thompson's stealing that kill with the Thunder God's Wrath.
Yep, and then this is the scary thing, right? Is kind of global threat.
He might just die again, though. Whoa.
Oh.
Just not the timing. Not getting it right. There's that level and heavenly jump.
Dire's top tower
that ward's there, so he's gonna clean it up and get some gold.
Panya boy.
So, 7-5.
Yeah, he survives the gank. He's able to get the D ward as well. It's going to be a very, very tight game. I can feel it. Both these teams are going back and forth.
Good Fortune's in.
Yeah, we're playing really, really well. And you can get to a point where if the right person starts getting the right snowball at the right time, then one team can really start to feel their lead away.
Seb doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Shackle, focus fire. Seb's in trouble. The charge comes in. They've got the last of the Fortune's in. That'll keep him close, but Hittrack comes over with the help of Thompson. Icarus dive across the two of them. Might have been a little bit more than they could chew as Wish heavily jumped forward from Thompson. Wish is surviving for a while, but eventually falls here.
Even you should have seen that coming.
Yeah,
in well too far.
There's not enough damage there to be able to get the kill onto Seb. He had a big wand as well. And the fact that he was just level 6 meant that he was able to get the lasso to keep himself alive. And that's a big turnaround. And that's something I talked about, right? The fact that some of these heroes can really snowball and really fall if they don't snowball, like the Wind Ranger, she can really get herself stuck in some sticky situations if she doesn't have a good start. Especially against something like a PL, where she can have some issues dealing with the illusions later on.
Skylark down here with Desire, and this first item axe for no one.
I have seen this before, but to be fair, it was my pubs, and I don't think I should really take that too seriously. But it seems like being able to spam out the Spirit Lancers just increases your farming speed so much faster, and it also makes you a team fight threat early on. And it's not really like, I mean, it's a pretty good defusal game, but it's not like playing against a Medusa or you're playing against
bottom tower is under attack.
Ursa is going to be kind of annoyed by it, but he's also one of those scary heroes that he pops overpower it and kind of finds the right PL. You're probably going to die anyways. I do like, you can go like Ags, and you can just go like Manta Heart, and kind of just be one of those tanky heroes that doesn't rely on defusal work.
Bottom lane, Wish is here, try and clean up the tower.
Radiant's bottom
There's the deny for no one. Oh, they were trying to take it down, but he's able to deny it. Now, Phantom Lancer going the other way, sees Desire, arrow the wrong direction. A bunch of heroes over here. I'm wondering what the build is going to be for Thompson. I feel like he's the kind of person who would love to make lightning hands work, but I don't think that's really what you want to be doing here.
I thought about that too, right? Like, you seeing Thompson, you're like, maybe Lightning Hands is going to work, but
I'd imagine it's probably just going to be like Phylactery into Kaya, and then something very, very simple. You know, you get this series done, and then when you go into your pub later on, you're like, maybe Lightning Hands could have worked. You know, you can imagine the conversation they were having during the draft. It's like, Seb, can I Lightning Hands? And he goes, no, we need to win this series.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that, dude. Charge is coming through to Skylark, so you want to go for this.
They've also got the TP coming out. They're going to catch him. Yeah, he's very far away. No Nether Strike. Windbreak almost clips him. They've got the lasso to have the control. They should be able to get the kill. RPUs. Skylark burning and dying.
I like it. I like the play. Able to try and TP out, but it was
too. Meanwhile, focus fire on him, and heavily jumps into the river. He's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's not really a solo kill you want it to happen. Yeah, it's the old Jim. Losing Thompson like that. They were in a good spot, making a rotation with Seb coming towards the bottom side and getting the kill on the Skylark. They're like, okay, the Magnus isn't free farming. Our Phantom Lancer's in a good spot. He's happy with how his lane's gone. He's getting close to his Aghanim Scepter. And then the Wind Ranger, who's kind of the one volatile hero that's really on the map, right? Like, if this Wind Ranger pops off, she can start to become very scary for like a Field Break or even like a Phoenix. So let her start having free reign. It can be scary.
Now they've got level 6. He's got the strike, but oh, Centaur, and now it's the doppelganger off, trying to run. There's a lot of heroes here. No one trying to pretend he's an illusion. Now they know which one he is. They've got the skill on Aramis. No one's still cutting through his trees and juking him away. Desire's still chasing. They get the go to Aramis. They'll keep moving forward. The shackle. Uh-oh, no one. Turning. He's got some help from Thompson, but he'll end up dying. And the false promise is used to keep Desire alive.
Yep. Just being safe is C-spot, and I didn't even see where that shackle latched onto. In my game, he was shackled to nothing. So.
Yeah, in my game, he was shackled to nothing too.
Maybe it was a phantom tree.
Could have been the wolves.
But maybe I don't know. I have no idea what it's shackled to, but they got the kill. And this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Like where the Wind Ranger can really start to snowball out of control. She has a toss now, so they have a lot of setup. Shackle shot, which is one of the longest stuns that we have in the game right now at 3.1 seconds. So they can constantly just keep running around, especially if she has focus fire. The thing is, if you get focus fire on the real PL, find where he is the entire time.
Middle tower is
if you ever catch out of Zeus, you're most likely going to kill him.
So, get him an arcane rune.
The prize is mine.
Let's see, Spartan. We got false promise at 45 seconds. Meanwhile, he's getting charged. They have RP, so they'll stop that charge as they see the shockwave. Kid track over to the side now has that level 6, so has supernova available.
Dire are scanning.
You can tell they really wanted to try and to get the kill on a PO, right? Because no one has been involved in this. He just recently died, but he wants to get towards the agony so his own
Must
farm.
have hit pretty close
As
to
soon as they realized there was more old G members around, easily said no to that. Desire, to sit back and calm himself up a little bit. I think this is a good game for what he's doing. You kind of just need to be an aura bot, right? Like you just need to try to get yourself into something along the lines of Skylark's going to be able to initiate the fight for you. Pia is going to be your damage. Same with Wish. So Monaspa, they're building themselves into the right scenarios. Same with old Chief, right? Like, hey, I understand this game can go pretty slow for them. They're going to scale really well. They have a boost at the element, so Bat Rider will eventually become Bat Rider. As long as, to me, as long as Aramis isn't completely falling behind it and not really being able to do his job in these fights, then
We'll see how that ends up going. Is Wish, by the way, he's going into the Maelstrom. Great near combo. He's got that Rod of Ages that you talked about. Early Ages here for PO. Early, like 12-minute Ages. That feels pretty great if you're the Ursa and you just want to sit back and farm, right?
yeah, it's basically like the threshold.
PO here, does he even bother using RP? It doesn't look like it. They have the Thunder God draft. They're still chasing, and Skylark getting towards the low ground if he wants to or has another skewer over. And they turn this around. They're going to go for tops of the shockwave, the damage and kill.
Wow.
How does Skylark survive there?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Charge away.
Radiant
That
structures are fortified.
should have been expected.
That's a tip. If I was Aramis right now, that's
Radiant's
a tip.
middle tower
That
is
a
under
tip
attack.
and a half. Did they hold
Radiant's
off on any
middle tower
damage?
has
I
fallen.
don't think they did. I think they just ran out of damage. He's a stanky boy. Very hard to deal with. Maybe the only way they could have done it is if
Dire's
Thompson held the
top tower is
Thunderbolt.
under attack.
Actually, you can't even cancel skill with Thunderbolt. So yeah, no. They tried their best and they didn't succeed. That one feels bad. If you're old G, you're like, man, that's really annoying.
I could have had it.
Could have had it. And it probably would have looked really different for them, right? Like if they got the kill there on Magnus and the DPs coming in, they probably would have had a damage to be able to fight. And then things start to snowball. They lose one.
Dire's middle
Peter
tower
gets an
is
extra
under
kill.
attack.
C-Spot is feeling good.
Charge,
Around
another
it,
strike,
solid
and a
kill.
bash. And get another 17%, 17%, 17%. All right. That's got him the other way, though. Sunray, Skylark, in trouble. Flame break up the high ground. They get the kill to Skylark. They turn this around. They've got the last one of the Ursa, so they're going to control Pio, but they've got the false promise. Purifying Flames. Wish gets the kill on Aramis. Icarus dive away, but the Shackle connects as he comes all the way through. They get the Aegis out of the hands of Pio. Thompson doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, but he does have 6 charges on that wand as well as the bottle. Good Shackle from Wish to control them up. No one thinking about coming into the fight. He's got that Axe. And on the other side, Kidtrack, he's going to die, and Pio's going to be pushed back thanks to the Flame Break, but there's nothing there. He still killed Kidtrack as he came back over.
Wait, he had mana to ulti. Why did he not ulti?
I think he's dead anyway if he ulties. I know. I feel like with, what, level 1, not amazing, only 6 shots, 120-second cooldown, you might as well use it in a fight coming out of that life.
Yeah, maybe they're kind of doing the offline. Wanted to hold it. But either way, Pierre's able to pick off Kitchak, who was hovering around the Dire side for a little longer than he probably should. Either way, this game is still relatively slow. You know, Batrider is feeling pretty good. Seb's sitting at the top of the net worth. He's got a full Octarine for and Bruce's Travel. He's a big boy. But Link on the horizon. No one now has his Aghanim Scepter. He's going to go back to the Diffusal Blade. So I thought maybe he might go the non-Diffusal Blade route, but still is. I mean, you're a Fatal Lance with Diffusal. One of the best here.
Dire's middle tower is
Going
under
to be able to
attack.
get it. Means you can fight as well.
Yeah. And it's going to make the mana problems very apparent here for Monaspa.
Like I think the big thing is Wind Ranger as well, right? Like if you burn some of her mana, like, you know, once you finish
wind running,
Dire
you're able
are
to
scanning.
deal with her, and even if you just throwing Spirit Lancers in these fights is going to be annoying because they will bounce, right? Like, so throw one out, hits on the 2 heroes, that's a decent amount of mana burn that you could be seeing across the fight. And that could mean the difference between, you know, an extra spell or not.
Boon finished for Skylark. Matos, and that'll connect down the end of the Icarus Diver on the furthest point. So not able to get a kill there again on a kid track, and see how they use this harpoon. Refusal almost finished too. So only 400 gold needed here for no one, and he's stacking another stack onto this ancient camp, or at least tried to. I don't think he got it far enough out.
Yeah, so no one's getting close to being able to fight, but still not wanting to. Right? Like, that's the thing with Candlemaster. Once he gets the Fuser Blade, maybe like, you know, in the old days, like plus the Archer, at least now with like Daggons plus the Fusel, no one is going to be okay to fight, but he still wants to farm. He still wants to sit back until he can get like Manta, maybe even like
Radiant's middle tower
something
is
along
under
those
attack.
lines, and as long as they can. As they're trying to go for this hard
Radiant
torpedo.
are scanning.
He's still tough to kill.
Cross fingers.
So Phylactery, Yules, there's drums there for Aramis. You've got the Diffusal. Let's see. Yasha next. So no one just taking this time to farm.
Yeah, he really just wants to try and sit back and become that big bad carry, because you can see the net worth, you know, he's not really at the top. Too far behind either. And same thing with Seb, like you can
Radiant's
see the
bottom tower
ideology
is
that
under attack.
OG are working with in this
Dire's
game.
top tower is under attack.
It's like the heroes farm really fast. Same thing with the Magnus, he farms fast. And if you starve out Wind Ranger in these fights, if you don't get these kills, it feels really bad.
So, and that's a kill on the Desire. So we'll get credit for that one. That's the combination you're really looking for, is just to lasso into an easy kill. You've got the Octarine Core. So of course, you know, lasso when it hits that level 3 is going to be a very short cooldown. You can really take advantage of the aggression you can put out.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, the fact that it goes down to 45 seconds, right? And yeah, they get a neutral item to go further, just further down. So, pretty bonkers. He's able to hover around 45 seconds on an ability like Flame Lasso that has been, I don't want to say meta defining, but has been in the forefront of a lot of pros' minds for the better part of like.
Martin looking to get a Ghost Scepter under his belt, so he's able to survive a little bit longer in these fights, or at least trying to.
Does he have his full Aether? He must, right? He needs He has his Aether lens at 3. Pipe is finished for Desire. So this is pretty good for Monaspa. They can kind of put themselves as a ball. They've got a Harpoon for the Magnus, a Harpoon skill plays available for them. But Insight out on Desire now. Full Gluttony as well. He's got a Wish.
Shadows take us.
They've got everything ready. About whether or not they can utilize it now. Practical no one.
Yeah, Shackle connects, and no one's gonna die. 50 seconds without him, and Roche being up in 50 seconds might line up, right, for Monaspa to take another Aegis.
Yeah, Seb just moved out of the area, right? Like, obviously they didn't know that Seb was up hovering around this outpost area, but if he was just a little bit closer, that could have been a nice order.
Shackle, RP, and this is going to be a dead Seb. Travis is into the mix too. They've got the Sunray on him. Able to Nether Strike to get to the other side, but Blade here used, and Kid Track him for the arrow. They'll get the kill on both of them. Whoa.
Yeah, that was sick. And this is what I was saying, you know, coming into this game is I feel like Monaspa has that little bit
Radiant's
of extra polish.
bottom tower
And
is under attack.
It just target prioritization, the way that
Radiant structures are
team
fortified.
fights is just really
Dire
setting them up.
structures are fortified.
Like really well.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Back
under
around to get
attack.
multiple was really nice. But it's slowly picking apart.
Radiant's
here.
bottom tower has fallen.
Slowly starting to eke ahead. It's only 2,000 gold. Not the end of the world, but as you said before, Roche is up again. Maybe a second Roche for them.
means that they're going to have
Dire are
a cheese in their back pocket. Skylark
22 minutes
is
into the game.
very hard to kill as is. You know, you get what, cheese in the back pocket of which Peter's going to have one of the rages be completed. Like, it's going to get to the point where if they lose too many more of these members of the next
Didn't really see none.
The
First bear burns him.
No, I was telling you he might have wanted to save it, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe. You do also, I think level 1 against the Ursa, you're pretty much gonna die guaranteed if the Ursa's in the fight.
Because obviously Overpower has 6 attacks. Be able to do it. And like you're playing against a bottom as well and a win range. Like I mean, win range doesn't want to focus by the egg. It makes sense, but like also Magnus, you know, like he has okay attack speed. It's not like his attack speed is terrible, but like if you don't get level 1 egg, it's really not going to be that impactful. Just hasn't been any team fights just yet, and you know with this kind of team fight-ish lineup that the OG have.
Team is trying to take their Tormentor, and by trying I mean successfully getting their Tormentor. So now Petrak's got that shard, but it's only going to be useful if he does end up, you know, supernovaing. But the upgrade slows affected enemies by 12%. That's always nice.
Especially against an Ursa, right? Like Ursa doesn't want to be caught at all. You're with him, then essentially mean you getting an extra kill onto the Ursa and not. So yeah, both teams are kind of just poking and prodding. Obviously, LG don't really want to fight into like Aegis or Siege. If they can get a pick off on Wish, or he gets Lincoln's completed, that'd be the biggest LG. But they just have to kind of sit back and play the way they are.
Stopped. And they're chasing.
Go. They got the lasso. They're gonna go. Now the supernova comes down. Now Peel's gonna immediately go. That's the big issue. Can he get the kill onto it? Yes, he can. So they're gonna take up Petrak as well as around. They haven't lost anybody on the side of Monaspa just yet. They got Thompson up into the air. They take up Desire. They take up Spartan. They end up losing Thompson. There's the RP coming through. Onto no one. They got the Aegis on Pio. So we come back into the fight. The charge all the way to Wish. That takes its way there. Pio now half health. Another strike onto the Earth. So they look Shackle. They get the kill to no one. They look over to Rabbits, and that's going to be the Harpoon Poli. They get the kill to Pio, but they're going to be full team wiped. Zeb on the run. Nowhere for him to go. The Shackle not connecting with all these trees around. Arrow going to be eaten there by the neutral creep as Seb's taking him on a journey. But eventually will die to Wish.
Oh boy, that was a nice edge for either one of those teams to come out on top, right? Like maybe no one gets away. Maybe no one doesn't get hit by that arrow coming in from Desire with the buyback, right? Like maybe there's that little bit of extra for Monaspa and Pio doesn't go down, but the way that Skylark's been playing in these team fights is sick. He's playing a really good Magnus. Fortunately for Seb, he found Desire. I don't think Desire is really the person you want to grab, right? Like, you probably want to try and grab C Spartan if you can, or Pio if you didn't have the Aegis, but catches out onto the Marana. And then the RP comes in solo onto no one, who just really has not been able to get into this game or into this fight at all. He goes in, tries his best, but Skylark finds him once again with a skewer and then a big arrow coming in from Desire, and that was basically all she wrote. They do at least commit and get the kill onto Pio, but with Wish and Skylark as healthy as they were, it was going to be all too hard for them to get any more kills out of that. It's just so hard for them to catch anybody out, and this is what I talked about in the draft, with neither of these two teams having those easy ways to set up for stuns. But the thing is, for Monaspa, they just have to Gluttony on the win rate.
So, on Desire again. They got drafted, they'll get this kill. But now the Gladiator turn this around. They go to the Shackle shot. It's always the one in the back, but the Bulldoze, so he won't be held there long.
Dire's top
I
tower
think, truthfully, in that
is under
position, they might have wanted to go to the lasso on Pio just so they had a chance to get that Supernova off.
Yeah.
But like getting the Marana, and you saw Pio, he's like, all right, wait, I don't need to save Desire. I can just go for the egg. And he turned around and immediately went for it.
Yeah, and that's the catch-22 that they had with that fight, right? Is they want to make sure that they keep the egg alive. They also want to try and make sure that they convert one of the kills that they have with the lasso. It's hard for them to make these decisions, and same thing that we saw in the previous 2 games with the Batrider, right? Like, you want to try and get these good lassos off, but you know, Oracle's very, very good at getting that done. And in the previous game as well, it's like really hard to get perfect lassos all the time.
Yeah, charge was used, but Wish stops that. Uses Zach Wait here to get the kill. Now they're gonna look for the lasso, but the RP turnaround. Seb's already gone. This is really bad for the side of Old G as they're continuing to lose numbers. Kid Track will also fall. And Pio just ripping Kid Track apart, and he's about to have himself, if not, he switched off of it. Or unless he's already got it flying out. No, he was looking at Disperser.
That would have been cool. I haven't seen a Disperser in a pro game in a while.
So he's going Silver Edge now.
Yeah, it just gives him that solo
Radiant's
kill threat.
bottom
Right?
tower
He's
is under
gone
attack.
for Hex. I don't think he really knows what he wants. Mr. Pierre. I mean, that's the thing. He's strong. Oh, what's the panic?
Can't be one the other way. Moonlight Shadow doesn't have an Aegis. You gotta remember, they go to the last one. That's gonna be broken immediately with the false promise coming through from Spark. Get the kill to Aramis, and they've got the mech, so they have the kill. They'll give him the cheese as well. So whenever he feels it necessary, he can turn around and eat the cheese. Instead, he's gonna go for Seb. Now he's down to about 3/4 of his health. Someone trying to output as much damage as he can. They go to the Thunder God's Wrath. They'll pop the Lincolns, and again, he's dealing with the cheese. He pops the Satanic. They turn this around. They land the Jackal. He's gonna get the cheese. They'll go after Seb. They'll get the kill out of the Batrider, and they'll look for more. Not a lot of mana remaining on no one. Here on Thompson, if he doesn't end up getting caught, but they get the kill on the Kid Track, and now Thompson from behind them. Spartan's not even caring about these shots that are coming through from the Zeus.
Are fortified.
Yeah, and this is what I talked about earlier, right? Like, where this game can really just snowball one way or the other. You can just start getting really bad. Like, if the PL is the scariest the Earth is right now, and the shooter's on the other
And they have the control. They'll get the kill on an 0-1. He does not have buyback. Backdoor is back up. And they are going to TP to mid. Or at least Pio is.
This game is really starting to balloon out of control, right? Like the net worth lead is obviously starting to go the way of Monaspa, but PL just hasn't been able to get into the game. As every team fight we've gone into, he's been caught out by Skylark, and Skylark yeah, the guy's like homing this. It feels like he's been able to fight him every single time, no matter where he is, real PL or not, and gets on top of him, and Wish is doing a beautiful job as well at controlling Aramis. Every time he tries to move around these fights, trying to get some angles for some charges, he just finds him with a wet mirror and catches him out and gets the kill. They just have not been able to get the team fight they want here for OG, and now I think they're just in hurdle mode. They have to try and hold out until their kill becomes scary, or maybe they play off the back of Blink Lasso kills, but I don't know, do they Blink Lasso C-spot? Or, you know, do they have to try and get the match?
Oh no, that was a gamble. It's not going to pay off. 70 seconds without Seb.
Yeah.
Now you have no control.
Be a full lane. Maybe 2.
It could be more, truthfully.
Radiant's middle
They're not careful. It could be the game. Arrow, Kid Track. They got the catch on the Thompson. And they have to save him. They have to go for him. They can't. Charge is going to come off on the side, and now they're going to look over at No One. No One's going to take a lot of damage. They've got the false promise coming through onto Wish, but look at No One. He's already dead. He doesn't have buyback. They'll go for a Rabbit. They'll get themselves a 4th. Got nothing left in the tank for the side of OG.
Yeah, it's just the steamroll, right? It's the first Roche into the second Roche, and then it's just fight after fight after fight, where Monaspa just didn't take the foot off the pedal, and Skylark, for me, he played a massive game of Magnus.
Yes.
He did really, really well in the lane. Being able to survive in that bottom fight was huge as well, and you can see the reason why teams are banning Magnus after plus Big Mega makes this hero so hard to win. They've just done it. I'm really, really impressed with how Monaspa kind of this game was scruffing back, and they
just strangled OG out of this game in what felt like two team fights that were extremely fast.